In a seemingly unexpected and quiet coastal town, a story of love and deception unfolded. A story that would leave Linda Young in a state of shock and financial ruin. Linda, who was an administrator at a special education school, fell victim to a psychological manipulation technique that preys on the vulnerable, leaving her questioning her own sanity. After a divorce of 24 years of marriage, Linda Young found herself feeling lonely. Her children had finished their schooling, had grown up and moved away, leaving her craving companionship. So she decided that she was ready for a new relationship, and she ventured into the promising world of online dating. Linda's journey led her to a dating website specifically for people who are over the age of 50, where she soon met a very handsome and charming man. For the next 6 months, they grew their relationship online. Daily emails, texts, and phone calls were a regular occurrence. They bonded over many things over this time, but it was both of their love for dogs which really solidified the relationship. She soon found herself head over heels for this man, quoting that he was extremely loving and caring, and that she was addicted to the adrenaline rush every time a text message or a phone call came her way. When they spoke, her whole world immediately lit up. It felt like a fairy tale. They were soon planning out their future together and getting specific about the details of how that would actually look and work. It was at this moment when the scammer strategically asked her for money. He asked her to invest £120,000, which is right around 150,000 US dollars, and assured her that his money was an investment in their future together and that would all come back to them. Linda had doubts. Right from the beginning, she felt it wasn't right to be sending him any money, but he skillfully manipulated her emotions, making her believe that it was all for their future. Linda made the transfer. We don't specifically know what happened next and whether the scammer ghosted her immediately or led her on to try to squeeze more money from her, but what we do know is that Linda never recovered her money. Linda admits it took her a long time to overcome the shame of falling victim to this scam, which is common amongst other people with similar experiences. Now, when she looks back, she says she suffered from temporary insanity and that she was under his spell. And before you say something like, how could you let this happen? I would never let this happen. This could never happen to me. Let's talk about the chemistry of love. Being in love is often described as being on a drug because when you are in love, there are certain physiological and psychological changes that occur that pretty much line up with a lot of street drugs. When someone's in love, their brain experiences an increase in specific chemicals like dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, all those kind of feel-good chemicals that reward us for doing certain things. Specifically in this instance, it's a lot of dopamine. People in love often display behaviors akin to addiction, such as obsessive thinking about their lover, craving their presence, and experiencing withdrawal symptoms when apart. Think about when you break up with somebody, you are literally having a withdrawal. The heartbreak is a withdrawal symptom of love. Love can even cause an altered perception of time, just like how drug users may lose track of time when they're under the influence. Hours can feel like minutes when they're together, and vice versa. Time can go slowly or fast. While love and addiction are not the same, these parallels can help explain why people often describe the feeling of love as intoxicating and addictive, which then sheds some light on Linda's situation and how you can have these momentary lapses in judgment. Protecting yourself from romance scams is crucial because romance scams specifically can be financially and emotionally just completely destructive. They can destroy you. You can all of a sudden, you're in love with this person, you're investing in your future, and now, oh, not only am I not in love, now I have no money. So it's kind of a 1-2 punch. So let's go over a few ways on how you can safeguard yourself from falling victim to romance scams, which, by the way, cost people over $1 billion in 2020, which is insane. Number one is be skeptical. You should always be skeptical of anybody you're dating because you tend to put on these fake personas even in an in-person relationship, specifically when it comes to online. If they're too good to be true, if everything's lining up and it's too good to be true, and I understand it can be difficult to differentiate that because New relationships are exciting and you kind of got the blinders on, but be skeptical. Number 2 is don't rush it. This is a big red flag in general for dating, even if it's an in-person, but specifically if it's an online relationship. If they are rushing into something, why? What's the rush? Typically, scammers will try to rush into things to get you to fall in love with them quickly so they can scam you. Number 3 is try staying on the dating platform. A lot of these dating platforms have tools built in. If they see messages that have been copy and pasted many times, that actually red flags it in their system that this is a scam, and they can warn you. That can actually safeguard you against potential scams, at least if somebody's copy and pasting the same text or using the same name. A lot of these systems will have red flags for that, and they can actually warn you before any damage is done. Number 4 is research. I always say do your research on everything when it comes to anything ever in your life, specifically when it comes to dating. If they have a profile picture, you can do a reverse image search. There are tools online that are free that you can do a reverse image search and see if that image was stolen from somewhere else on the internet. That alone right there, if it's a stolen image, will tell you, okay, this is a fake account. Also research their name. If you Google that person's name and it comes up with their picture and then their name saying, hey, this person's scamming using this name and this picture, there you go. It happens all the time. Number 5 is protect personal information. I can't possibly see a situation where you would give any sort of personal information like credit card numbers, social insurance numbers. You shouldn't be giving anything like that away online. If you are dating this person and obviously enough time has passed, you can use your judgment in terms of whether you want to give them your address or your phone number. Protect your personal information. Don't offer anything easily and don't offer anything quickly. Number 6 is beware of SOB stories. Every one of these scammers has a SOB story. Everyone has, my daughter's sick in the hospital, my wife got killed in an accident, I'm really sick with this disease. And people have hardships in their life, but there always seems to be some SOB story, particularly one that's causing them to have to spend a lot of money. Particularly there's something that has to do with, this is really expensive, I need these medical bills covered. Typically they go the medical route. But if they have some SOB story, not to say that it's not true, it's just another red flag. One of these can always be true on their own, but we want to educate you to look for multiple red flags, and over an aggregate you can tell, okay, there's like 4 or 5 red flags here. 1 or 2, maybe it's legit. Maybe someone did just have something bad that happened to them that can lead to a genuine SOB story, but it's your job to use your intuition, stay informed, and look for everything as a whole, using your brain and being objective. Number 7's great video calls. Request a video call. If it's a picture, again, I use this example all the time, it's a picture with a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. You get on the phone, and it's somebody in India or something and it doesn't match their picture. A lot of the times with men, there's these fake female profiles, right? So if you can get on a video call and it's a dude, obviously red flag there, but try to get them on video. They're gonna be reluctant to do that. If they're reluctant to do that, that's another red flag. Why? Why are you so reluctant to show me your face? It's probably because you're not who you say you are. So that's another really good, easy, free safeguard. Get on a video call with somebody and make sure that their image in person on the video matches what's on their profile. Number 8, trust your instincts. This goes for all dating advice ever and all fraud advice ever. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, that's it, whatever. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Don't worry about it. You're gonna find somebody, move on. If anything stinks at all to you, you owe nobody any explanation. Move on, leave, live your life, stay safe. This is a really good one. Number 9, talk to friends and family. The reason that this is so important is because if you are in love with somebody or you're falling in love with somebody, I think we all can admit this, you are not thinking clearly. Similar to the drug conversation we had earlier in this video, love is like a drug. You are not thinking clearly. Your perception is altered. You are almost under the influence. When you talk to friends and family about what's going on, tell them the story, tell them about the conversations you have. It doesn't have to get into any crazy detail or any intimate detail, but they will be able to provide you a much more objective opinion on what's going on because they have no emotional involvement whatsoever. Everybody falls for scams. Dumb people, smart people, rich people, poor people, everybody falls for scams. We are all in this together. So let's recognize our weaknesses and put safeguards in place to protect ourselves. And number 10, never, ever, 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 ever give anyone your money. Why are you giving people your money? Never give anybody your money. What would constitute giving somebody that you are dating or going to date money? First of all, that's so unattractive. Get some money, right? You shouldn't even be talking about any sort of trades of money well into the relationship, when it's established, you trust this person, you know you want to build a life with this person. If you think that this is somebody you want to build a life with and it's been a long amount of time, a reasonably long amount of time, then you can open up the door to discussing finances and combining things and maybe helping each other out, right? That is not something that you do off the bat. You should never in any instance give anybody your money, especially early on in a relationship. Protect it for as long as you can. So many red flags. Just rule number one, golden rule, never give anybody your money, especially in a dating scenario. Linda's story is a sobering reminder of the dangers of online dating. This is kind of how things are done. There's not a lot of opportunity to meet people. If you work at a place that doesn't have a ton of employees in or out, or people in and out, well, it's very hard to meet people these days, and it's just done online, but you have to protect yourself. You have to be smart about it. This has been episode 2 of Fraud Squad. We're getting in the hang of things a little bit here. If you like the video, subscribe, like the video if you liked it. If you disliked it, don't do anything. Thanks for watching. Remember to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband too, because they're scamming everybody out here.